Marmoush just has to get there first, and he gets to it before Danny Martinez. Oblak committed to the front post. And Marmoush levels for Manchester City. And that is a lovely, lovely goal. And brilliant work it was from Antoine Semenyo to set up Omar Marmoush, whose quiet evening at the Seoul World Cup Stadium comes to life. Here's Rico Lewis, brings one down his chest. And then he pulls back the shirt of Carlos Martin, who's having words with Rico Lewis, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of needle in this game. It's no points at stake, but it's a bit of emotion there from Carlos Martin, perhaps a little bit flustered after being beaten by that wonderful bit of skill from Antoine Semenyo. Now it's back here, Matheus Nunes on halfway for City. Back to Gvardiol. Over the top for Semenyo. Has he got the pace? He does. Semenyo back across again. Oh, it's 2-1. It's Marmoush again. And 2 goals inside 3 minutes. And it's that combination of Semenyo to Marmoush again. And Manchester City have flipped this game on its head inside 3 minutes. On 59 minutes, it's now Manchester City 2, Atletico Madrid 1. Omar Marmoush had the freedom of the penalty area to finish that one. And more brilliant work by Antoine Semenyo down the left. He is so dangerous when he gets going. And he has now teed up Omar Marmoush for 2 similar goals inside 3 minutes. Ooh, now Antoine Semenyo, I think, is offside there. Maybe even a claim that Marmoush himself might have been offside, but well, he's got away down the left there, Antoine Semenyo, but I think he's maybe gone a little bit too early. And I think that's what it takes a really horrible bounce on the way through to take it away from David Hanchko to his delivery across the middle. But calmly finished by Omar Marmoush. Well, I think that's one of those goals that if that's in the Premier League or Champions League or any sort of game with VAR, I think that one's getting disallowed. Indeed, I think the Atletico Madrid players are furious with the decision. But that I'm aware of, I don't believe there's VAR this game unless I've been informed wrong, and the pre-season or not, Diego Simeone's not happy. Well, there's going to be a sub here for Manchester City. So you'll see Nico Commander replace Mateo Kovacic on the arm mark here in Seoul. As I say, I think that is certainly one that if there is VAR involved, or indeed if this is a competitive game, I don't think that one's going to count. Antoine Semenyo goes a little too early. I think he's offside, but his ball across picks out Omar Marmoush for the second time in 3 minutes. And Manchester City have turned this game on its head. It's Manchester City 2, Atletico Madrid 1, a double from Omar Marmoush and a double assist from Antoine Semenyo, as Nico is on to replace Mateo Kovacic on the arm mark here. Atletico will look to respond here. Martin comes down the right, challenged by Gvardiol, and that's a throw in to Atletico. It looks like we're going to have a raft of Atletico Madrid subs here. Goodness me, well, the commentator's nightmare of this pre-season game is a raft of subs all at once. I'll try my best to keep you abreast of them all. Hulman flicks one up into the air and down to ground there. And all of a sudden, this game's getting a little bit of needle to it. That was Robin Lenormand who went up for that one, but in the end there, just a tap on the back of Tiani Reinders. And one of those subs for Atletico is going to be the man that many inside the Seoul World Cup Stadium are waiting to see, as Lee Kang In. Are we going to have it before this Atletico free kick or after? We shall see. I think we're going to have it after. So Thomas Lamar is going to join us as well. Those subs wait on the sideline. It's an absolute gaggle of subs here. In fact, I think Diego Simeone might be throwing on nearly an entire team here. And indeed, we are going to have the subs before the free kick. Again, I think if that's a competitive game, obviously you're not going to be throwing on that many subs, but I think you take that free kick first and then the subs come. So I think it's the closest way I can put it here is almost everybody off for Atletico. We'll do my best to keep you abreast of these subs. But the main man that's coming on is Lee Kong-in, as he gets a roar from his home crowd here in Seoul, as he comes on for Atletico Madrid. The number 7 for Atletico is on, as is Thomas Lemar. And the roar from the Seoul World Cup Stadium for the arrival of one of their own. He's going to come on here for Rodrigo Mendoza. That's the first change for Atletico, and he's going to take this free kick. What a moment this would be. Lee Kang-in, it's certainly not without range of a shot, and he is going to hit one left-footed when he curls it just wide at the far post. Oh, Lee Kang-in immediately take the free kick. That will be quite a storybook goal there for Lee Kang-in. Instead, he just curls it wide. I want to say he got a last-minute word from Diego Simeone, and I imagine that's a case of get on that free kick and have a go at goal, but over the bar. So another sub there. The other subs are confirmed, but Iker Luque is on for Carlos Martin. Jose Jimenez on for Robin Lenormand. Johnny Cardozo is on for Morten Hjulmand. I'm just getting these ones fed through to me. Good effort there from Lee. We've got Javier Bonar is on for Jorge Dominguez, the Atletico Madrid goal scorer. Pablo Barrios on for Koke. Now here is Iker Luque coming down the right hand side. Luque, who made just one appearance for the senior team last season. A 2-0 victory at Valencia where he scored. Here's Lee. Left footed delivery in, headed away by Diaz. Thomas Lemar is on for Obed Vargas. Here's Luque now. Right onto the left hand side for Lemar. Barrios. Ooh, Martinez has given that one away. Now here's City come forward on the halfway line with Reinders. Reinders in for Marmoush. He's on a hat-trick here. Good sliding challenge by the new man, Jose Jimenez there. Slide that one out for a throw. That'll give him good confidence coming off the bench. We've also got Arnau Ortiz on for Ademola Lookman for Atletico. As I say, an absolute commentator's nightmare whenever the subs are brought on in bunches like that. As Lee is looking for the foul there off of Nico Gonzalez, doesn't get it. So now it's back to Ruben Diaz in the centre circle. Guardiola, Rico Lewis to Nico Gonzalez. Good challenge, one back there in the midfield by Ortiz. Ortiz trying to play one away here through the middle for Atletico. A shot there in the end from Javier Bonar is blocked. There's Lee again. Barrios takes that one away from Savinho. Did he foul? Savinho knows as a referee. Now Luque on the right hand side. So Ortiz. Now Barrios. Barrios through the middle. Good ball. In on goal here come Atletico. The shot now is deflected wide in the end there. Effort coming in from Javier Bonar. And it takes a deflection off of Josko Guardiola. And now to play. Here's Lamar's delivery. Good header away by Lewis. In fact, my apologies, that was Arnau Sola who was on as well. That's another confirmed substitute. We've also had a change in goalkeeper for Atletico. Jan Oblak is off. Now they have two goalkeepers on the bench, Salvi Esquivel and Daniel Rubio. I haven't quite had it confirmed to me yet which goalkeeper has come on, but as soon as I hear that, I will update you as we get to the hydration break again here on 68 minutes at the Seoul World Cup Stadium. The good news for Atletico and for these fans inside the Seoul World Cup Stadium is that Lee Kang-in, their hero, their superstar, is on. Bad news for Atletico fans is they're now 2-1 down. The double from Omar Marmoush, one of which I almost certainly would have been ruled out for offside had it been a competitive game with VAR. But brilliant work from Semenyo to set up Marmoush for a double. By the way, it is Salvi Esquivel now in goal for Athletic. On for Jan Oblak. Which means they have 10 changes. Only Danny Martinez that started the game for Atletico has stayed on the field. So just to confirm then, coming on for Atletico here on 68 minutes, or it was around 65, we got Lee, Luque, Jimenez, Cardozo, Bonar, Barrios, Lamar, Ortiz, Sola and Esquivel. Coming off them, Mendoza, Martin, Lenormand, Hulmant, Dominguez, Koke, Vargas, Lukman, Hanchko and Oblak. Only Danny Martinez that started the game for Atletico Madrid now with about 20 minutes to go, just over 20 minutes to go, remains on the field. So Atletico themselves rumoured to be interested in a move for Spain's World Cup final hero Ferran Torres, who, despite scoring the only goal of the game in extra time in the final against Argentina, is rumoured to be still deemed surplus to requirements by Barcelona. He was in and out of the team last season, and if rumours are to be believed, he's potentially on his way out. Paris Saint-Germain also interested in the former Valencia and Manchester City man, Ferran Torres. So Jose Jimenez, by the way, is the man who is wearing the captain's armband since all those subs for Atletico. We're getting our look at that curling free kick effort from Lee Kang-in that just went over the bar. So for City, well, they've actually only made the two changes so far. Rico Lewis and Nico Gonzalez coming on for Vitor Reich and Mateo Kovacic. There's Lewis, nutmeg there to the legs of Bonar. And that's going to be a throw in now on the right hand side in front of the Manchester City dugout, taken by Javier Bonar. He goes back to Jose Jimenez. Jimenez gets away from Foden. Per pass, so picked off by Lewis. Challenge on him by Lee. He's on the ball now. Lee Kang-in. One back by Rico Lewis. And a couple of deflections, ends up with the ball at the feet of Javier Bonar. And he goes back to Salvi Esquivel in goal. Esquivel forward. Here's Lamar. Atletico Madrid player since 2018. The Frenchman, formerly of Monaco. Spent last season on loan at Girona as Lee clips one over the top here out in the left hand side for Sola. Sola gets a good ball in the middle. A header and goal. Good save by Gvardiol. It was Arno Ortiz who got up to win the header there. But a good save by Donnarumma. And these really beautiful Atletico Madrid shirts, by the way, they've been done in Korean design on the numbers and Korean alphabet for the names. Man City also have their names, although the numbers are the same as normal. They have their their names on the back of the shirt in Korean print. It's a really nice touch from both sides, albeit beautiful designs. Hard to get an eye on as a commentator, especially with all these subs. And that one's flicked on by Barrios. Now it's out here for Luque on the right hand side. So we've Manchester City sub here, Antoine Semenyo. His afternoon is finished and he's got replaced by Divin Mubama. This will push Omar Marmoush out on this left hand side, where immediately he loses out that challenge to Bonar, and that's going to be a throw into Atletico. Mubama's a big man. Scored in the 3-1 win over the K-League All-Stars in midweek. He spent the last season on loan in the Championship. Stoke City, 5 goals in 26 games for him there. Now it's Barrios in midfield for Atleti. Another man like Lenormand, perhaps somewhat surprisingly left out of Spain's World Cup squad, albeit that any selection decision by Luis de la Fuente appeared to have worked all right. Here's a cross in from Bonar, and a strike for a narrow angle in the end from Arnau Ortiz is over the top. And we've got just over 15 minutes to go here at the Seoul World Cup Stadium. Manchester City 2, Atletico Madrid 1. Jorge Dominguez's first half goal for Atletico cancelled out by a double by Omar Marmoush, both set up by Antoine Semenyo. Similar goals, the second of which in a competitive game of VAR almost certainly would have been ruled out for offside. Here's Mubama now, holding off the challenge there from Bonar and playing out onto the right hand touchline for Savinho. Here's Nico Gonzalez, 1-2 with Reinders in the midfield. And Nico. Over the top, headed away by Jimenez. Lamar volleys a pass there out on the left hand side for Sola. Sola back inside for Lamar on the left, midway inside the Manchester City half. Barrios now in the centre circle. Barrios to Bonar on the right hand side, back to Barrios. Now Dani Martinez. And on the left hand side, Sola has Lamar going ahead of him. He drills one in the middle, blocked. Back it comes to Johnny Cardoso, the American international. Lamar, edge of the box for Ortiz. Tried to work a pass through, wouldn't work, so it goes back to Lamar. Now Sola to the byline, he's got time and space, cuts it back, and the shot, first time from Lee, is over the top. Well, I think the roof would have come off this stadium had that one gone in. Good work there between Thomas Lamar and Arnau Sola. And the cut back from Lee, he just evaded the attentions of Guardiol. His left-footed effort though, first time over the top. Lee Kang In, of course, was a former Valencia forward. Reigning in the trophies in his time at Paris Saint-Germain. Here comes Guardiol down the left for City to Lewis. Under pressure, wins a throw in. Go back now to the edge of the box, and another Manchester City sub here. As Ryan Aït-Nouri has joined us. As to who he has replaced, I will update you as soon as I can find that one out. The ball will go all the way through to Gianluigi Donnarumma. And here's Nico Gonzalez. Núñez to Reinders down the right hand touchline. And now Nico Gonzalez back out to the left for Josko Gvardiol. Now Gonzalez back to Diaz under pressure from Lee. And it's off to Nico. And now Gvardiol. Ait Nouri. Challenge on him there from Iker Luque. I believe Ryan Ait Nouri is on for the double goal scorer Omar Marmoush. Indeed he is, that's been confirmed. Ball clipped over the top. There's Mubama. Is he onside here? He's got a big chance. Divin Mubama will save by the feet of Esquivel. Sorry, great save Esquivel. And then the header followed in from Foden is held by the Athletic Madrid backup goalkeeper. I was really going to credit that save to Jan Oblak, but it's Salvi Esquivel in goal for Athletic with a big save there. The one-on-one effort from Divin Mubama. With a chance for a second goal on tour here for City. Barrios nods it down. And that's with Cardoso to Lamar. Lamar up over halfway on the left for Atletico, bombing forward here. Has options ahead of him. One of those ahead of him is Ortiz. Dealing with Diaz there. Arnau Ortiz goes to the byline with Ruben Diaz. Good strong forward play by Arnau Ortiz, and in the end he wins himself a throw-in. Good work there from the young forward. Now Barrios. It's the back off Cardoso. Now Lamar. Lamar overplays the pass there, just a little bit too much on that for Sola. And that's with Lamar again. Lamar, and well won back there off Barrios by Ait Nouri, and Gvardiol had to clear that away under pressure from Ortiz. And now away comes City down the right hand side with Savinho, but a good challenge there to win it back for Atleti. Now here's Jimenez. Bonar. With Barrios, and now Cardoso looks for Bonar, but too much on the pass from Johnny Cardoso. So throw in the left of City. 10 minutes plus stoppage time to go here at the Seoul World Cup Stadium. It's Manchester City 2, Atletico Madrid 1. Second half double from Omar Marmoush, cancelling out 16-year-old Jorge Dominguez's first half opener. That ball sprayed out wide to Savinho on the right hand touchline. Savinho cuts inside. Was he fouled there? He was, by Sola. Now that's going to be a free kick to Manchester City on the right hand corner of the penalty area. Yeah, that's about as clear cut a foul as they come there on the Brazilian winger. A right-footed, either a right-footed delivery here from Tijani Reinders or a left-footed delivery from Phil Foden. This is going to be another Manchester City sub here. And it's going to be Claudio Echeverri on there for Savinho for the last 8 minutes or so. The man, as I mentioned earlier, his only appearance for Manchester City coming as a sub in the 2025 FA Cup final defeat to Crystal Palace. And it comes from Foden, whipped in, good header away inside his own 6-yard box there by Jimenez. And now Ait Nouri will let that one run for a throw-in on the left-hand side. Which Rico Lewis will take. Lewis throws it back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol back to Diaz in the centre circle. And Diaz again gets it back off of Ait-Nouri plays one down the left hand side, now finds Ryan Ait-Nouri with a great run. Oh, he's offside now, the Algerian international. So 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go here. You're listening to pre-season action live from the Seoul World Cup Stadium, where Manchester City lead Atletico Madrid by 2-1. I'm Mark Strange. We're almost back to our full fixture list of games from, of course, the Premier League is going Friday the 21st of August with Arsenal against Coventry City, and then a full schedule over the Saturday and Sunday. And as always, you can listen to every Premier League game live on Flash Score Official, plus we'll have other select games from around Europe, all the big games whenever the Champions League, Europa League stage get here next month, and all internationals after that, as Esquivel sells a dummy there to Mobama and then gets it right onto the left hand touchline. Now Lamar will have Manchester City's game against Arsenal at the Community Shield this day next week. 3 p.m. kickoff UK time for that one, as Arsenal, the league winners, take on Manchester City, the FA Cup winners. We'll also have the UEFA Super Cup, which is this week, this Wednesday evening in Salzburg. Champions League winners Paris Saint-Germain against Europa League winners Aston Villa. That's an 8 p.m. UK time kickoff. Also currently live, by 20 minutes in, we've got Ajax against Zwolle. And in around 10 minutes time, kicking off in the Emirates Stadium, it's Arsenal against Borussia Dortmund in the Emirates Cup pre-season friendly. We'll have one more pre-season game in midweek for you. Newcastle against Everton will be a pre-season clash, and then in a couple of weeks' time will be all go again, as all of Europe's major leagues will be underway by then. Here's Nunez back to Diaz. We've got 5 minutes plus stoppage time left here in Seoul. That Semenyo Marmoush combination proving very useful indeed for Enzo Maresca's men. Here's Reinders. And Echeverry. He was a teammate of Thomas Lamar's last season at Girona on loan, and that ultimately relegation doomed season for the Catalan side, who are also part of the City group. There's Diaz out left for Foden. Now Rico Lewis gets a nice bounce and he'll go down the left hand touchline. Lewis back to Foden. Lewis and Foden again on the edge of the penalty area. Outside of the boot, he's going to find Nunez. He hits one. Good save by Esquivel. Back into the danger zone, hooked away by Martinez. Absolute pile driver there from Matheus Nunez, and Salvi Esquivel did really well to bat that one away. Here's Foden. Back to Gvardiol. Right, Nico Gonzalez. Phil Foden. Good challenge on him there by Iker Luque, along with Arno Ortiz, were the 2 goal scorers for Atletico's 2-0 win at Valencia in April. Now look at that Nunez strike. That was moving. Esquivel had to be really alert for that one. And good strong hands behind him from Atletico's replacement goalkeeper. Mobama now goes down the left hand touchline there with Martinez. He goes to ground, but he somehow manages to keep it in, but good work from Danny Martinez to win it back, and then he gives it away. Now Ait-Nouri's in the corner, has Mobama with him. It's really tight in there, and in the end Atletico will clear it for a corner. It comes off the corner flag and out for a corner by Luque. So good work there from David Mobama. As I mentioned, he's a big man, this striker. He spent last season alone at Stoke City in the Championship. We'll see if he's going to be part of Enzo Maresca's plans ahead of this season. Of course, Erling Haaland, none other than among those still to come back to the Manchester City squad ahead of the new season, given a bit of extra time off after his exploits at the World Cup. Norway making the quarterfinals of the World Cup before falling to England, as Foden Takes a left foot right swing corner. Away in there by Barrios and further away by Luque. Comes back out to Ait-Nouri, back out to Foden on the left. Good left foot delivery from Foden over the head of Mubama and volleyed over the bar by Echeverri. Great ball in there from Phil Foden. But Claudio Echeverri at the back post there, just not able to keep that one down. It was just out of the reach of Divin Mubama. And the Argentinian was just arriving at the back post, trying to cushion a right-footed volley, but couldn't keep it down. It's almost a sellout inside the Seoul World Cup Stadium this evening. It's been a great atmosphere, none more so perhaps. So I've had it even more so than the goals. Whenever Lee Kang-in was one of the subs introduced, all 10 subs at once by Diego Simeone, as there's a foul by Guardiola and Luque. Josko Guardiola is going to get a yellow card, so he's going to join the now departed Morten Hjulmand in Kim Jong-hyuk's notebook. He had a good old chunk there of Iker Luque's shirt as the young winger tried to make his way down the touchline. So Lee will take this free kick on the halfway line, almost on the touchline. Everyone in red and white shirts forward, as Lee will send it long to the back post. Good header, one up there by Martinez, cleared away though, and now Mubama will try and come away with it. And was he fouled? No, he thought he was, but play on. Lamar can't get past Nico Gonzalez though, and now there's room here for Manchester City. It's Echeverri. Ait-Nouri's in one-on-one. Oh, dreadful touch by Ryan Ait-Nouri, and out comes Esquivel to smother, and Atletico come away. Goodness me, that should have been 3-1 there. Ryan Ait-Nouri's touch deserts him at the worst possible time as Mubama now plays it forward. Ait-Nouri surely was offside there. He's one-on-one again. This time he finishes, drills it low and hard into the bottom corner, and that goal is going to count as Ryan Ait-Nouri has redeemed himself almost immediately after a dreadful first touch. Robbed him his first opportunity. This time it's a good ball through from Divin Mubama that finds Ryan Ait-Nouri, and this time he keeps his touch, keeps his composure, and drills a low hard shot into the far corner, past Esquivel. And indeed, no, Ait-Nouri is onside there. Danny Martinez was very late in getting out from the back there, and Ait-Nouri this time with a clinical finish, just seconds really after a poor first touch, robbed him of that opportunity. So it's Manchester City 3, Atletico Madrid 1, and City are going to come away with 2 wins, potentially, unless they score any more in stoppage time, 2 3-1 wins in pre-season here on their tour of Asia, after having done so against the K-League All-Stars in midweek, and after a draw, technically a shootout defeat to Inter in game 1. In 90 minutes anyway in their 3 games, they will come away unbeaten from their Asia tour, and Atletico Madrid, well, plenty to take from this. Ultimately, I think Diego Simeone, we're into 6 out of minutes here by the way, played a minute of that already. Diego Simeone ultimately, I think, treating this, despite the fact his side actually start their league campaign a few days before City. They have another friendly next week while City are in the Community Shield. Atletico will take on Marseille, which is actually a repeat of the 2018 Europa League final that Atletico won 3-0, so good memories for Atletico fans. They're not going to stop here. Is Lamar, is there a chance here for them? Oh, and it's just screwed wide at the near post by Ortiz. And Gianluigi Donnarumma doing a good job of just narrowing the angle there on Ortiz. It's a nice chip ball through the middle by Thomas Lamar, who certainly, if he is trying to convince Diego Simeone that he can still contribute to this Atletico team this year, certainly his cameo here in the last 25 minutes or so will have done him no harm. Donnarumma's free kick picked up on by Luque, challenged by Foden. Out for a throw in, so plenty of City players are going to get the full game here. Only players coming off the bench are Nico Gonzalez, Ryan Ait-Nouri the goal scorer, Claudio Echeverri, Divin Mubama and Rico Lewis. There's Atletico, the only man that will play 90 minutes. This man on the ball, Danny Martinez, and he loses that one to Foden and concedes a throw in. Certainly more wholesale changes from Diego Simeone than Enzo Maresca, who, after being Pep Guardiola's number 2 before moving to Chelsea, now he gets the job of being the number 1 at the Etihad in what will be a brand new era. It was already a brand new era really, but will be officially in competitive games a brand new era from next week, a new Premier League season 2 weeks time without Pep Guardiola, the first time in over a decade at City. And there's a ball through, just too long for Foden. Escobar will pick it up. I think a fourth would have been harsh there on Athletic. There's Barrios on halfway. We played halfway through the 6 added minutes here at the Seoul World Cup Stadium that saw Atletico take the lead in the first half, towards the end of the first half, through 16-year-old fullback Jorge Dominguez. There's one who played in, is nearly over the head of Ortiz, picked up by Donnarumma. Atletico went in 1-0 up, but a double from Omar Marmoush, both set up by Antoine Semenyo, and then a third added by Ryan Ait-Nouri late on here.
Carretzas comes in as well, expecting to line up as one of the wing-backs. Dortmund's 5-back formation. As for Arsenal, interestingly, Kai Havertz remains in midfield, even with the return of Martin Odegaard. It's Ethan Nwaneri who drops to the bench. Failed to impress in that defeat to Betis in Dublin. His future with Arsenal still up in the air. And the Gunners line up in their new home strip from my left. Dortmund kicking from my right in the first half. And it is Dortmund who get us underway. For the first time in 12 years, these two sides meet in a fixture of any kind. Last time Dortmund came here to the Emirates Stadium in the Champions League group stage in 2014. 2-0 win for Arsenal on the day. Goals from Yaya Sanogo and Alexis Sanchez. Mikel Arteta was on the pitch and booked inside 15 minutes in that game, as Dortmund launch one out to the right to try and start their first attack. It's brought down unconvincingly and won by Hincapié. Infield for Calafiori, gallops forward, tries to get into the feet of Gyökeres. Nice 1-2 between them, and then Calafiori sprays it out to the right for the young Max Daumann, who uses Ben White on the overlap. Ben White's cut back is dealt with just about by Bensebaini, not away from the edge of the Dortmund box just yet though. The pass out of defence intercepted by Mosquera and sent home to Kepa Arrizabalaga, who is looking to redeem himself after a very poor outing against Betis. Ilan Melier, the new arrival in the goalkeeper department for Arsenal, is on the bench as well as Tommy Setford. Young goalkeeper, I think, to a loan move away this summer. Mosquera for Gabriel. Back with Mosquera and now into the Dortmund half for Ben White. Nice through ball this for Gyökeres. One-on-one with the defender. Can he find a shooting angle? Plays it against the defender and he's won an early corner for Arsenal. Really nice ball from Ben White, setting Gyökeres away early, which is something that Arsenal perhaps didn't do as much as the big striker would have liked them to last season. Question marks over whether he is the right tactical fit for Arsenal. Very patient in their build-up. Gyökeres likes it on the break. He received it there, and the defender did well. I think it was Gadu up against him. Stuck with him, sent him wide. Gyökeres actually in the end did well to win this corner, which is going to be taken by Martin Odegaard from the right. In swinger on the left foot. Right arm goes up. And delivered to the near post. Flicked on, it's helped on, and then just tipped over the bar, I think, by Maya. There was a couple of touches on that at the near post. I think it was quite a short delivery from Odegaard. Yeah, did need the flick on. It didn't make it to the post. It was touched first by Mosquera, and then Havertz has gone for it. I think it comes off a Dortmund defender and then is tipped over the bar. And it's going to come in from the same side again. Martin Odegaard once again. That same right arm goes up, so we're expecting another near post delivery. This time goes all the way to the back post. Punch clear by Maya with Havertz challenging him. Hooked away. Odegaard will collect it. Sends it all the way back to Kepa though. He is well out of his penalty area though, the goalkeeper. Studs on the ball. Thinks about a kick out to the left. Instead plays it short to Miles Lewis Skelly. going through pre-season as a midfielder, after really impressing there at the tail end of the 25-26 season. Midfield starter throughout there, and here we go again with Gyökeres sent through as soon as he makes that run. But again, just sent into a channel, tries to hold the ball up, he's gone down, he wants a free kick, he's not going to get it, and now Dortmund are on the counter. Foul there by Lewis Skelly on Karatsas, I think that was. He's implying a dive, Lewis Skelly, to the referee. Bellingham takes the free kick back to Gadu. And he clips it into the right channel, well defended by Hincapie. Sorry, not Hincapie, he's not on the pitch. That's Gabriel. I don't think it's the first time they end up Hincapie either. He's the player who has been replaced by Gabriel in the lineup from the last two friendlies. Dortmund still in comfortable possession in the Arsenal half. Or as I say, comfortable. Mane showed a bit too much of that to Ødegaard, but he just about managed to skip away from the Arsenal captain and play it out to the right for Dortmund. Svensson, Gadu, asking a lot of the touch of Bayer here, but he's tried to work it through to Fabio Silva. Defended. Just trying to make sense of the Dortmund shape. I think we might have a couple of players out of position on the 11 that you see in the flash score app. Here's Fabio Silva, certainly is playing as the number 9, that's correct. Here's a hook out to the left. Oh, it's a lovely ball brought down by Bayer, played across the face of the goal and defended by Tazolis working back and puts it around the corner for a Dortmund corner. 5 minutes on the clock, Arsenal 0, Dortmund 0. Really nice from Bayer to bring that down and just tease it across the face of goal. Nobody was arriving in time. It's going to be Karatsas to take this corner. Left-footed in swinger from the right. Pretty weak delivery, and it's headed clear at the near post by Victor Gyökeres. Throw in to Dortmund from the right side. Will be Svensson to take. And yeah, the Dortmund lineup has just been updated within flash score. Oh, here's a lovely through ball, and it's a lovely Dortmund goal. Inacio gives the visitors the early lead at the Emirates Stadium. Just over 6 minutes gone. Now that one's got through far too easily from an Arsenal perspective. Kepa not happy with the defence here. It's a goal out of nothing for Dortmund. Take nothing away from the execution here. It's a beautiful flick through ball with the outside of the boot by Nemecha. Oh, that is fantastic from Nemecha. He's just reversed it behind Mosquera as Inacio makes the run across and arrives behind the Spanish defender. I'm not sure how much blame can be attributed to Mosquera there. It's just a masterful through ball from Nemecha, who really impressed at the World Cup for Germany as well. One of the bright sparks of that team despite their early exit. And Dortmund lead. Arsenal have us playing again with Gabriel. He and Mosquera are the only outfielders in the Arsenal half, and Mosquera now brings it into Dortmund territory. Ødegaard. Daumann back inside to Ødegaard. In that little pocket from the right that he likes to operate in. Plays it infield to Gabriel, now Calafiori. Back to Gabriel Mosquera. White. Wide for Dowman. Try to touch it round Bensabaini. Bensabaini one out, then goes to ground. Dowman thought that he was through there, but Bensabaini does win the free kick. Foul given against the 16-year-old for Arsenal. Free kick goes long. Kepa to the edge of the box. Wasn't sure if he could handle that. Ends up heading clear. Havertz collects it and he's been fouled. Free kick to the Gunners in the left back area. Kepa receives outside of the penalty area. White. Lewis Skelly showed a bit too much to Inacio there, but he does manage to hold it. But Arsenal in some real bother here, and Mosquera eventually just launches it clear. By the way that Jude Bellingham is in attendance at the Emirates Stadium here, watching his younger brother. Here's Lewis Skelly. Gabriel turned into trouble there, but Mosquera is there to save the situation for Arsenal. It's not been the greatest opening 10 minutes for the Gunners. They trail again in this pre-season. Of course, still missing plenty of key players from this side, but there's quality on the pitch with Ødegaard to Dowman. Dowman works it through to Ben White, but he's well offside there, White, and he knows it. Free kick to Dortmund. Dortmund free kick coming back their way. Gadu works it back to Maya, the goalkeeper. Launched long, Fabio Silva in the air dealing with Mosquera. Mosquera wins out, and then there's a foul by Bellingham on Havertz in the middle. Yeah, nasty clash there. Excuse me, but Havertz seems to be okay. Just his head into the shoulder of Joe Bellingham there by the looks of it. Arsenal free kick launched out to the left, too much on it for Dezolis, and Maya, the goalkeeper, just collects it with ease. Ball into the feet of Fabio Silva here, holding off Mosquera. Bellingham up to Svensson on the right. He's kept it in play up against Calafiori. Doesn't have much in the way of options at the minute, but he manages to skip inside and work it to a teammate, but then defended by Arsenal, away to Tezolis. And he's worked it through to Gyökeres, puts him into a foot race with Mane, but Mane wins it and works it back to Maya. Foul by Calafiori on Bellingham, yes it is. Really interesting, the positions that Calafiori finds himself in, isn't it? It's a foul on Bellingham in the area that perhaps a number 10 would be operating in for Arsenal. That's where the left back's picking up. Foul by Gabriel. Bit of a scrappy one in these last few minutes. Lots of little fouls going either way. Dortmund take the free kick quickly for Svensson. Reverse to Fabio Silva. Shot is blocked by Gabriel. And then Mosquera hooks into touch for a throw-in, preventing a corner. Here's a clip from Dortmund as they go from right to left quickly. Ben Sabini now. Got the three centre-halves lined up along the halfway line, Dortmund, and they're just dictating the play at the moment. Gadu pressed by Tazolis. That invites the Arsenal team to join him in the Dortmund half, and they've been pressed back all the way to their goalkeeper. Long ball eventually collected by Calafiori for Arsenal. Mosquera to White. You can just see Arteta coming into the picture, barking orders at the team as Ben White brings the ball up the line towards the Arsenal dugout. Back inside though, Calafiori, Mosquera, Lewis Skelly. Do just look a little lost in build-up without William Saliba, Arsenal. And the defence has ended up in a shape of Gabriel at the left-back spot, Lewis Skelly left centre-half, Mosquera right centre-half, and Calafiori is now out at right-back. There's always a spot of fluidity when Calafiori is on the pitch, but yeah, he's now on the right wing. Ben White isn't really sure which space to occupy, but that's a lovely touch for Ødegaard, and Arsenal are through, and that's surely a foul, with Ødegaard bearing down on goal. Referees called the foul. Is it inside or outside the penalty area is the question. It's Gadu who's pleading his innocence. I mean, if this is a competitive game, and this isn't a penalty, then it would be a red card for Gadu. Whether the referee is going to reach for his pocket in a pre-season friendly, I do not know. But that is a lovely touch from Gyökeres. Well, it's actually it's Mane who makes the challenge. Gadu was arguing his innocence, but yeah, it's it's Mane who dives in, clips the heels of Ødegaard. Clear foul. Has he given the free kick or the penalty? As I say, if that's it's just outside the penalty area, it's a free kick. The referee hasn't gone to his pocket, and it's a friendly game. We can't really have any complaints. But if this is a Champions League night at the Emirates, Arsenal versus Dortmund, I think Mane would be headed for an early bath for that one. And now there's a conversation about how to maximise this free kick. Ødegaard and Gyökeres. It's a lovely move by Arsenal through the middle. They just suddenly shifted gear. As I was focusing on the position of the Arsenal fullbacks, they played it through the middle. It was Havertz into the feet of Gyökeres, turned it around the corner for Ødegaard, who just peeled off. Really nice combination between those three. And now it's the latter two, Gyökeres and Ødegaard, over this free kick. It's quite central. Gyökeres takes and skies it. Really poor strike from Victor Gyökeres. Always rising. Interesting, Mane didn't even get a yellow card for that one, by the way. I know we're in pre-season, but here's a stonewall red card. Gadu, good defending up against Gyökeres. Arsenal throw in on the left just before the corner flag. Calafiori takes the throw short to Zolis after teasing the long throw. Good cross and headed behind for an Arsenal corner by Ben Sebaini. Odegaard to hit this corner from the right side again for Arsenal. Flicked on, Havertz volleyed, blocked, out to Mosquera. Now Gabriel, flick on into the arms of Maya only. Those near post deliveries have looked promising from Odegaard with the flick on. Ben White approaching the 20-minute mark. Up the line for Dowman. Nice feet. Back to White. Lewis Skelly. Mosquera. The feet of Odegaard on the turn. Lovely through ball if Havertz can get there. And he has. Havertz rolls it to Gyökeres. Maya gets there first. Good goalkeeping. I think Gyökeres might have been offside in any case. Havertz just made his intentions a bit too obvious there. Showed a bit too much of the ball to Maya. Perhaps he could have just brought it inside onto his left foot and had a go himself. He was coming in from the right. Now up the line go Dortmund. Ben White with a foot in. It'll be a Dortmund corner now. Just having another look now. Odegaard, lovely weighted through ball for Havertz. Yeah, he just needs to have a touch inside and have a go on his left foot there, I think. Delivered to the near post. Calafiori's header back inside, still alive for Dortmund. Down to Gadu. To Zolis with the defensive header, but it's still on the edge of the box for Dortmund. Svensson. Out to Inacio on the left. Infield to Bellingham. Back with Inacio. Svensson. To Gadu, they've been forced back into their own penalty area now, Dortmund. And then eventually as they hook out to the right, it goes out for an Arsenal throw. And Calafiori takes quickly to Gabriel, now Mosquera. White. Odegaard. Mosquera. Odegaard back to Gabriel. To Calafiori. Up the line for Zolis into the Dortmund half. Calafiori to Odegaard. Dowman. Gabriel out to Zolis. Link up with Calafiori, but it's just a bit of a miscommunication between the two there, I think. Is it an offside? Bayer for Dortmund. Across the back post, Svensson beats Calafiori in the air but can't get it down at goal. He's behind for an Arsenal goal kick. It's a long ball for Havertz. Down the left. Cross the penalty spot. Gyökeres, oh, he's headed it a mile wide. Well, if this is supposed to be Gyökeres' chance to tell Arsenal they don't need to enter the market for an attacking player after losing out on Vinicius Jr., it's not going very well. Apparently Mikel Arteta looked fuming after the free kick that Gyökeres blazed over from a good position. That header has gone just about as wide as the free kick did. From a good spot. Good position on the penalty spot. Here's Bellingham for Dortmund, clipped to the back post. It's just beyond the reach of Bayer. And it's going to go out for an Arsenal throw. And end-to-end stuff. Defending's leaving a fair bit to be desired. In the middle with Arsenal. Odegaard. Lovely pass to Max Dowman. He's touched it into the box to Gyökeres. Oh, he's hit the bar, Gyökeres. That's better from Arsenal. It's better from the big man up front too. He's done really well to turn and find a shooting yard there. It's so clever from Dowman initially. Odegaard finds him. The ball just holds up a little bit for Dowman, and he somehow, just with a little shimmy, convinces Bayer that he's going to go inside onto his left foot. Knocks it past him to the byline instead, pulls it back for Gyökeres, turns, shoots against the bar, and there's visible frustration from Dowman at Gyökeres. I don't think that one was too bad. Not sure if not too bad is the standard for a £60 million Arsenal striker, but he did well there. Mane clipped out to Svensson for Dortmund, one in the air by Calafiori. Havertz just caught taking a bit too long on the ball there again. There's been a lot of criticism of the use of Havertz in the midfield for Arsenal. Then as that ball came away to Lewis Skelly, who's fouled through the back by Fabio Silva. He wanted to help Lewis Skelly up to his feet. Lewis Skelly was just happy to take a moment. Now Arsenal from the free kick, Mosquera. Odegaard down the right, turns back inside. Gives it to Lewis Skelly. Nice pass down the right for Odegaard. Oh, he's put Gyökeres through again here. Great tackle this time from Mane sliding in. Comes out to Dauman though. Dauman's cross claimed by Maya. By a high press by Arsenal, who's potentially won it back. Fabio Silva wrestling with Mosquera to keep the ball in play. Gone for the Arsenal throw-in. Gabriel. Oh, he's lost it here. Away goes Inacio for Dortmund. Curls a shot. Oh, what a finish! Dortmund 2 up. It's Carretzas who scored, excuse me. Wasn't Inacio. The Arsenal feed, I'm not sure how Arsenal have turned over possession there, because the Arsenal feed, just with Gabriel in possession, has cut to focus on the footwear of the Dortmund manager and lack of socks. And then we've gone back to Dortmund on the break. So I can only assume a giveaway by Gabriel. And Carretzas has run from not far into the Arsenal half, taken it to the tip of the box, and just bent it into the top left corner. It's a beautiful finish. Not sure there was much Kepa could have done about that one. An Arsenal trail by 2-0 against Dortmund with half an hour on the clock. And now a drinks break has been called. Very, very warm today in the UK. I was out with it myself this morning, playing football. 30 degrees. Very much deserved drinks break for both sides. But very much work to do from an Arsenal perspective. 2-0 down at home to Dortmund, having lost to Betis in Dublin at the weekend. In the week. They've one more game against Como on Wednesday before the Community Shield next weekend. Be half an hour from kickoff in a week's time. And then Friday, after that, they get going for real. The Premier League opener, welcoming the Championship winners Coventry to the Emirates Stadium. An upset could well be on the cards if Arsenal don't book their ideas up from these last couple of friendlies. Still haven't seen the second Dortmund goal. I understand the ball was given away by Calafiori rather than Gabriel, who was on the ball. Calafiori was the receiver of Gabriel's pass and just lost it. And Mikel Arteta has already seen enough. Or perhaps he hasn't. I was going to say he's seen enough to make an early change, but I'll let you know after I sneeze. Excuse me. I was going to say that Mikel Arteta has seen enough to make an early change, but the player that's gone off is Martin Odegaard, who's been comfortably the best player in red on this pitch. So perhaps an injury worry, or perhaps they came into this knowing that he would only last the first half an hour. building himself back up from the World Cup. Berdegaard has gone off and he's been replaced by Ethan Nwaneri, who comes into the right centre mid spot. Anyhow, play continues. Mecha back to Mane. Mane again on the ball. Skelly to Ben White. He's just tried a bit too much there. Fabio Silva with a lovely touch to keep the ball for Dortmund. It's collected by Joe Bellingham. Out to the right for Svensson. Svensson trying to take on Calafiori. Calafiori gets a foot in. Zolis up the line for Gyökeres. Ball is one. Ben Sabini, Bayer. Mecha. Mane again for Dortmund, 10 minutes left of this half. Plus whatever's added on, we have a couple of goals to reset from, and of course the drinks break. Here's a nice through ball for Inacio. Mosquera gets across. He's having to play that sweeper role, Mosquera, coming behind Saliba. Gabriel. Just about to mention that again, Arsenal do just look a little bit lost at the back without William Saliba, and of course we don't know how long they're going to be without him for. It does appear that they're in the market for a defender. Credible links to Ezri Konsa and controversially Tottenham's Christian Romero in recent days. Ball's put out of play by Inacio. Foot in there, Ben White's throw. He's looking for Havertz at the byline. It was a big ask for the throw to make it that far, and it didn't. And the clearance collected by Gabriel. Mosquera to Havertz. Turns on the right. In field to Lewis Skelly. Back to Mosquera. Gabriel. Calafiori. Zolis. Closer to Lewis Skelly. Back out to Gabriel. Mosquera. Havertz. White to Dauman. Lovely turn, Max Dauman. Now he's on the run away from Bayer again. Bayer's just got a foot in. Dauman, oh, he goes down under challenge. And what's the decision? Can't quite tell if there is a little nick or if Dauman's trying to buy something there. Bayer just laughed in his face. Oh, he did get the free kick. I can't believe it. Free kick to Arsenal right on the edge of the penalty area from the right. Zollis stands over it. Seem to be responsible for all of Arsenal's indirect free kicks, or indirect set pieces in general throughout pre-season. He dinks it to the back post. Gabriel's header is over the bar. Six minutes of the half left, plus whatever's added on. Goal kick doesn't make it far, and Arsenal collect the ball again. There's a free kick given here. Foul on Ranieri. I think that was a bit of a soft one. Ben White up the line for Havertz. Infield by Ranieri. Dowman. He's giving it away, trying to find Lewis Skelly. Off go Dortmund down the left. Inacio skips past the challenger of Ranieri with ease. Inacio into the box, good feet. Tried to lay off Fabio Silva, just showed a bit too much of the ball there to Zollis, who was back defending. Now he's off on the run. Gyökeres receives it on the left from Havertz. Goes up the line for Zollis. Into the box for Gyökeres again. Lovely combination between the two. Down goes Gyökeres. He wants a penalty. This time the referee not interested. Coming together between Gyökeres and Gadu there. Just as Gyökeres was surely about to pull the trigger coming in from the left. Nice little combination with Zollis. Mosquera on the ball for Arsenal. Dortmund tried to counter after that penalty appeal, but didn't come off. Now Ben White going for an early cross. Far too much on it. It's beyond Gyökeres, beyond Meyer, and behind for a Dortmund goal kick. Here's a ball up the line. Gyökeres. This time he has been fouled by Mane. Free kick to come from the right for Arsenal. Again, it's Zollis who places the ball down. Zollis, lovely delivery. Havertz, header straight at the goalkeeper. Has to do better there. He's completely unmarked, Havertz. Flag didn't go up. Down. Havertz, Mosquera, Havertz. Scary again. Havertz receives on the right. Downman, bit of fortune, comes to Ben White. Havertz, surely this time. Great block by Bellingham. Havertz was offside anyway. Dortmund goal kick quickly taken over by Mosquera on the long ball, and Gabriel. A bit one-way traffic since the drinks break in Arsenal's favour, but Lewis Skelly's just giving it away here. To Mecha, when he tried to find the feet there of Inacio, just a bit too much on it. Rolled out to Havertz. Havertz on the turn. Dowman. Foot in, but Ben White collects the ball. Lewis Skelly, lovely sprayed pass out to Zolis on the left. Running at Svensson. Zolis takes it to the byline on his left foot, cuts back, right foot cross, headed away by Ben Savini. Lewis Skelly, is that foul by Fabio Silva? Well, everybody, even the Dortmund players, look to have stopped waiting for the free kick. Referee didn't give it. Kepa, back to Ben White. Maneri and Lewis Skelly exchange passes. Coming to the end of the 45 minutes here. It's still Arsenal 0, Dortmund 2. Oh, and that was nasty. Gabriel's touch just got away from him, and then he slid in with studs showing. Down went Karetzas for Dortmund. And Gabriel's name does go into the book. Yellow card. Just raises further questions about the foul earlier on Odegaard. The ref didn't think to get the yellow card out at all. Two minutes added on at the end of this first half. Mosquera. Maneri, now White. Dinked forward for Gyökeres. He's got a little bit fortunate there with the... Oh my word, Victor Gyökeres, what are you doing? Deary, deary me. Dortmund are in possession. Gyökeres just received it in a good position. And without even looking, he's tried to roll a back heel into, I don't know who. He had no teammates within at least 10 yards of him. Zolis now on the run for Arsenal on the left. Referee has waved play on for a foul on Havertz in the midfield. Zolis now goes down. Under challenge from Gadu, the advantage had passed. And it's brought out by Bellingham for Dortmund. Foul there by Havertz. A little bit of a receipt, I think, for the previous one that he received. And Bellingham letting Havertz know that he wasn't too pleased with that one. And there goes the whistle for half-time. Arsenal 0, Dortmund 2 at the break. The visitors lead through two good goals from Inacio and Karetzas. Arsenal have threatened from some set pieces, and Victor Gyökeres has hit the bar as well. But plenty of work to do for the Gunners in the second half as they trail by 2-0. We'll be back for the second half. Crash Score, live coverage of the Emirates Cup, where the second half has just got underway at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 0, Dortmund 2, the half-time score. And a couple of changes, at least, which I'll try and run you through when I get a moment. One of them in goal for Arsenal. Illan Meslier has come on once again for Kepa. I think the number 2 spot at Arsenal still up for grabs between those two, it seems. Meslier, new arrival from Leeds, impressing his first friendly at Girona. He's come on for Kepa for Arsenal. For Dortmund, Carney Chukwuemeka has come on, former Chelsea prospect, who did start against Tokyo FC in Dortmund's last friendly, one of the players to drop out. And he's just teed up a curling effort by Bayer, which floats just over the bar to the right. Sorry, it's actually Metro who took that effort. Just a bit of a issue on the stream there as the shot was teed up. I've just got another look at it. It was really close from Metro, curling it on the right foot, just beyond the top right corner, with Meslier beaten. Waneri trying to set off the Arsenal counter. It's dealt with. Chukwuemeka came on, by the way, for Karetsas, the second goal scorer for Dortmund. It's an out ball by Gadu, collected by Gabriel and sent back to Meslier. Mosquera, White, Waneri. Back with White, Mosquera. Bringing Meslier into the build-up again. He clips a pass, long looking for Havertz, doesn't come off. Now Dortmund can counter with Fabio Silva, Svensson, Bellingham back to Gadu. Mane. Nice reverse pass. Bellingham. Chukwuemeka's touch just got away from him there, and Arsenal win it back. Lewis Skelly. Nice pass into the feet of Calafiori. Calafiori out to the right for Dauman. He's got Havertz and Gyökeres up. Dauman, he's going to go alone, it looks like. Oh, he's reversed it for Ben White. Really nice from Dauman. White into the side netting only. Decided to go for goal himself. Lovely move that from Arsenal. Really good from Dauman. Looks to all the world like he's going to open up and shoot, and then just reverses it for Ben White without even looking. He just knew he'd be there. Enough to fool the defence, but then White going for goal from a difficult angle. Was actually a touch on it from the goalkeeper Meyer. It's behind for an Arsenal corner. Another one from the right side. Odegaard was taking them previously. Now Max Dauman is going to go across and take it. Few left-footed options on the pitch, Arsenal, but they back the 16-year-old. I suppose mainly because the other ones are going to be of use in attacking this set piece. Havertz and Calafiori. Lewis Skelly an option too, I suppose. Delivery to the back post, headed clear. Chukwuemeka. There's a clear pull by Havertz on Inacio to stop the counter-attack. It's a poor pass. Dortmund looked to get out. It's gone out for an Arsenal throw-in over on the left-hand side. It's Dauman. Tried to release Gyökeres, far too much on it. It runs through to Meyer. Lewis Skelly. Gabriel. White out to Dowman. Lewis Skelly. Try to work into the feet of Nwaneri there. Just a bit passive there, Nwaneri. And Dortmund start to counter. Mecha. Back to Bentabini. Back to Gadu. Svensson. Home to Mane. All the way back to Meyer for Dortmund. Good Arsenal press this. Made it awkward. Meyer had to play it first time. It looked to have come off, but Calafiori, the ball just is caught under his feet and Chukwuemeka comes away with it as he tried to intercept there, Calafiori. And now Dortmund on the charge, taking advantage of Arsenal playing that high press. Chukwuemeka, good challenge that by Gabriel. Now Gyökeres. Fizzed into the feet of Havertz, tried to put it around the corner for Zolis. I think it was a touch by the referee there that got in the way. Inacio for Dortmund. Back to Bentabini. Switch for Svensson. Comes inside Calafiori. The feet of Fabio Silva. Havertz. Zolis. The feet of Gyökeres, who goes to ground and has won the free kick. Is White on two with Nwaneri. White's delivery is just beyond Gyökeres. Probably get a challenge for that. Svensson heads it cleared. Zolis collects it. Zolis to the byline. Cut back. Nwaneri. Goal. Arsenal have one back. Lovely feet from Zolis. And he has another contribution in his first pre-season with Arsenal. It's an assist. And it's swept in by Ethan Nwaneri. Arsenal have one on the board. Arsenal 1, Dortmund 2, 54 minutes on the clock. Really good from Zolis, just takes it onto his left foot, used to him coming inside on the right, and then releases early. Nwaneri gets a free shot at goal, arriving late from midfield. Lewis Skelly to White. Arsenal go again. Line to Dowman. White, oh, was just behind him. Poor pass from Dowman's, excuse me. And here goes the Dortmund counter-attack. with Fabio Silva. He's just slowed it down and taken it out to the right. Through ball for Inacio. He's beyond Calafiori here for Dortmund. Holds it up. Waneri collects it. Gabriel's hoof clear. Kept in play by Havertz. Svensson for Dortmund, running at Calafiori, takes it wide to the byline, cross against Calafiori, and wins. A Dortmund corner. Corner's in. Gadou's up, Gadou scores! Dortmund restore the 2-goal lead. It's a goal from a corner for the visitors. There was an issue there with my stream. I missed the majority of the goals. Actually, it's not directly from the corner. It's quite a poor delivery at the near post. Fabio Silva then keeps alive. I think he's going for goal, Fabio Silva. It comes off Meslier. It's a couple of touches. It lands with Gadou. He chests it down. It is able to just smack it into an empty net, essentially. Arsenal 1, Dortmund 3, and for the second time in consecutive friendlies, Arsenal are 3-1 down. Was the end result against Betis. Exact same story as Betis, in fact. 2-0 down, get one back, and then immediately peg back 3-1. And now Arsenal making a double substitution at the back after a really poor moment defensively. Gabriel and Calafiori, the two left side defenders, are off. And in their place, Hincapié and Marley Salmon, young defender. Hincapié, I'm sure, will come over to left back. We'll see where Salmon lines up. Whether there's any sort of movement. Salmon is going to come in as the left centre half here. Chance for him to impress. We know Arsenal are in the market for a defender. Salmon, one of the more highly rated defensive prospects from their academy. And this is lovely from an academy prospect. Dauman through to Havertz, and Havertz's shot is saved by Maya. Really nice turn of pace, and then Knocked through there by Dowman. The touch there by Dowman was really special to get Arsenal going. Dowman's corner put right on the goalkeeper, saved, but not out of danger yet. Gyökeres keeps it alive for Zolis. And then a curling it, saved by Meyer. That's a really good stop. Lewis Skelly came onto that and curled it first time on the left foot. Oh, that's going into the bottom left corner, if not for a really good save from Meyer there. Did miss a couple of Dortmund changes, by the way, just before their third goal, when there was a moment there where I lost the stream. Girossi and Albert on. They came on in place of Fabio Silva and Mecha. There's Albert with a nice touch. From the run is Sabitzer, who's also come on. I think we've missed a few Dortmund changes, in fact. You can see another one in defence now. Here's a curling effort, saved by Meyer, almost spilled it to Gyökeres. Shot there by Dowman that was moving. Yeah, it was the triple change for Dortmund, sorry. Sergio Grossi, Mathis Albert and Marcel Sabitzer came on for Bayer, Fabio Silva and Mecha just after the third goal for Dortmund. Just under half an hour left of this one. And it looks like for the first time in 5 years, Arsenal are heading for Emirates Cup defeat. Plenty of time to turn it around, of course, but they do trail here. Dowman slips Gyökeres through. He's one-on-one with Gadu here, or at least he was, but he's slowed down and taken it wide and runs himself into the corner and then plays it back to Ben White. It's a tough watch from an Arsenal perspective. Great if you're Dortmund, watching the defence, sending Gyökeres into channels every time. Through ball collected by Meslier. foul by Havertz on Chukwuemeka. And as Dortmund go away down the left, the cross caught by Meslier. Missed another Dortmund substitution apparently on that hour mark. Kawa Prates, young Brazilian forward, came on for Inacio. And here he is. To Bellingham. Tackled by Nwaneri. Referee says no foul, Havertz. With Skelly, back to Havertz. Pinged out to Ben White. Dowman. Nice combination again on the right between White and Dowman. White on the run, sliding challenge. Challenge made there by Prates. It's Mosquera. With Skelly. Up the line to Dowman. Mosquera again. Zolis. Lewis Skelly. White. Dowman. White again. Zolis. It's gone down. Penalty to Arsenal. Really good work from Solis again. Looked like the ball was getting away from him as he dribbled on the right. And he just managed to stretch a foot out, get there first, invites the nick from Prates, and wins a penalty. And it's going to be Victor Gyökeres to take. And it's been a frustrating watch today for Arsenal, but this is an undeniable quality of his, the striking from the spot. Gyökeres versus Maya. Up he steps and smashes it into the bottom right corner, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. And Arsenal bring it back to just a 1-goal difference again. Quarter of the game to go. Arsenal 2, Dortmund 3. Minutes left. Ball back in play for Dortmund on the left. Bit spiny. Oof, a lot on that one. Pass back. Maya had to come out of his box and just about gets there before Gyökeres. It was beyond the target Mane. Mane pressed there by Nwaneri. Arsenal win the ball back. Gyökeres, Nwaneri. Lovely sliding tackle, Ben Sabini. That's really good. Nwaneri's touched it in behind Mane, the middle centre-half. And Ben Sabini comes in with an absolute scissor sliding tackle. Had to get it right, and he did. Placed himself right in front of the ball, on the edge of the penalty area. Really good tackle. Arsenal will come again with Salmon. Looked at Zolis out on the left, played it infield to Mosquera instead. Under pressure as the last man. Lewis Skelly to White. Up the line to Dowman. Floats the cross. Havertz is the target. Can't quite reach it. Gadu heads it to Chukwuemeka. And Capie trying to keep it alive. And then Salmon on the follow-up. Comes up to Zolis. And Capie. Zolis. Havertz. Salmon to Mosquera. Good spell of possession this for Arsenal. But I want to turn it into an effort on goal. Mosquera. Lewis Skelly. Patience. Nwaneri. Gyökeres shows too much of the ball to the defender. Lovely sliding tackle. Salmon though to keep the pressure on for Arsenal. Now Gyökeres on the turn. Into the feet of Havertz. Zolis just didn't quite arrive in time for Havertz to have an option. Tried to twist and turn his own way through. Eventually loses out, but the clearance collected by Mosquera. Arsenal still keeping Dortmund in their own half. Pass up the line by Dowman is intercepted. Out for an Arsenal throw-in. Dowman takes. Lewis Skelly. White, Lewis Skelly. Mosquera. Lewis Skelly. Salmon switch. Lovely ball to White. Nods it down to Dowman, who was claiming he'd been held there. Referee says get on with it, and now there's a through ball. Lovely tackle from Salmon to stop Guirassy going through on goal there. The Dortmund striker does get on the ball though. 1-2. Guirassy coming down the left. Salmon still with him. Really good work from the young defender there for Arsenal. Chukwuemeka. Given away to Hincapie. He's asked a lot here of Gyökeres on the run. Gyökeres has got there before Gadu. Coming in from the left to the byline. Gyökeres wins a corner off of Gadu with the cross. Gadu looks to have cramped up here. Mane having a stretch as well. Might be worth just calling another drinks break. 15 minutes left on the clock. Arsenal are going to get to take this corner first. Zolis has gone to take it. This one goes short to Havertz. To Nwaneri. Havertz. Oh, lovely for Zolis. Zolis across the face of goal. Nobody on it, but the flag has gone up against Havertz anyhow. Really careless to be offside there. And now is the time for the next drinks break. And with this, looks like Arsenal are definitely going to ring the changes for the final 15 minutes. See some academy players introduced. You can see, well, outside of the academy, Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus ready to come on for the Gunners. So spotted number 52 there. Oguneke going to come on. We'll expect to see some more minutes for Ife Abraham, who impressed earlier in pre-season for Arsenal. So off for Arsenal, Gyökeres, Zolis, Havertz. And looks like 6 substitutes on for Arsenal, so there will be some more off. I believe the substitutes are Martinelli, Jesus, Fabio Vieira, O'Neill, Ibrahim, Oguneke, was that 6? It was. That's your 6. Who's gone off is another question. I know Solis, Gyökeres and Havertz were off. Reggiani on for Dortmund too. 12 minutes left on the clock. I expect to see some added time as well after all these breaks and changes. And we are back in play. Meslier rolls it out to Salmon. Has now moved to the right side of the Arsenal defence. Right centre back, that is NEK. Nkapia is coming to the left centre back spot. Oguneke is at left back. Here he is on the ball, back to Nkapia. So Giffy Ibrahim has come on for Lewis Skelly in the midfield. Oguneke just taking too long on the ball there, loses out to Svensson. O'Neill though winning it back for Arsenal. Lovely turn for him too. And he's won a free kick there. Nice feet from O'Neill in his first opportunity with the ball there. Turning away from Albert for Dortmund. Arsenal tried to launch the free kick early, too early for the referee's liking, and trying to set Martinelli away. Ready to retake this one with 10 minutes left on the clock. Nkapia to Salmon. White. Oh, you can see what he's going for there to put Gabriel Jesus through. Didn't quite come off. Girassi, Albert, Svensson. He's got Albert pulling wide for him. Just goes home to Reggiani. He's come on in the right centre back spot in the 3 for Dortmund. Here he is again, the Italian. Organaki. O'Neill. Martinelli. O'Neill, now Salmon. O'Neill out to Nkapie. Up the line, Organaki. Fizzed infield to Marley Salmon. Dowman, Nkapie. Try to get it through there to O'Neill. Runs through to the goalkeeper. Foul there by Salmon, coming high to make a challenge on Garassi. Been a good battle between those two since they were both introduced. Salmon. Out to the right. Nkapie. It's like Julien is also on for Arsenal. He's on at right back, came on for Ben White, here he is on the ball, Fabio Vieira now. Slipped into Gabriel Jesus and just couldn't quite find his way through there at the byline. Myers goal kick. Brought down Organaki, and then he's fouled by Joe Bellingham. Looks like he's going to get 90. O'Neill, Salmon. Nkapie, Organaki. The left for Martinelli. Ibrahim on the turn in centre midfield. Out to Jesus. He's pulled out to the left to get the touch there. Organaki, Jesus. Martinelli, Jesus again. O'Neill. Salmon back to Nkapie, 5 minutes left on the clock. Ibrahim. Martinelli. On the left wing. On two with Nwaneri. Martinelli again. Looking at the run of Gabriel Jesus. Instead losing out to Albert. And then Martinelli grabs him and concedes a free kick. Arteta's talked in the past about liking to use the word substitute or reserve. Starters and finishers, and he has finished this game with an entirely separate 11 to the one that started. Odegaard was the first to fall. He lasted to the first drinks break. A managed minutes return for him. More changes at half time and on the hour mark. All seem to be to the plan for Arsenal in terms of minutes. Certainly not in terms of the fact that they are looking at a second consecutive pre-season defeat here. 4 minutes plus stoppage time to change that. O'Neill with a nice ball out to Julien, the right back. Fabio Vieira. Girassi. Bellingham, Vieira. Vieira, nice feet. And then Vieira with a reverse pass. It's just split Martinelli and Jesus there. And is claimed by the Dortmund goalkeeper. Ranieri. Julien. Ngapié. Switch for Julien. Just stop in the corner there for him. And the throw in has gone Dortmund's way after a little battle there down in the corner with Prates for Dortmund, who's just feeling something now, some pain after the coming together there. Indicating to the referee that's why he was taking a moment to take his throw in. Now he has. Put out for another Dortmund throw. Trying to win Arsenal's way is Salmon. Ngapié. Nike, line for Martinelli. Back to Ngapié. Salmon. Dinked forward. Too much on it. And claimed by the goalkeeper. Ball up the line for Jesus. Tackled and out for an Arsenal throw-in, taken quickly. Fabio Vieira, now Ngapié, the final minute of the 90. Ogonaiki. Martinelli. Oh, poor by Martinelli, given away to Svensson. Bellingham on the turn. Oh, Mane is far too casual there. And Arsenal win it back high up the pitch. Ranieri, though, has just dribbled into trouble. Dortmund get out. Kumenka to Albert. Svensson. Home to Reggiani. Long kick, Girassi. Loses out to Salmon. He's done really well in that battle, the young Mali Salmon, since coming on. Julien out to the right for Fabio Vieira. Jesus. Vieira again. Cross from deep. Too much on it for Martinelli, who was arriving, and the goalkeeper claims it. Three minutes of stoppage time indicated. At the end of the 90 here. Still Arsenal 2, Dortmund 3. Svensson. Svensson again. Combination with Albert down the right. Ball won by Ibrahim, and it's a nice positive pass from him, and what on earth have you gone for, Fabio Vieira? But Ibrahim did really well there, the youngster, to win the ball and then play an early positive pass through the lines to Fabio Vieira. He had a run from Jesus, and he's tried to catch the goalkeeper off his line from about 40 yards, but the shot didn't have the power or the purchase or the accuracy. Awful decision. It's not going to do any good for Fabio Vieira's case for staying at Arsenal. Linked with a permanent move away after what was a successful loan spell in the German league last season. Dortmund free kick here. Capier coming in too strongly on Joe Bellingham. Clip ball forward. Salmon wins again. Chukwuemeka was the target. Now perhaps a final chance for Arsenal. Last minute on the clock of stoppage time. Moganaki down the left, Albert holding him up. And foul says the referee, and Capier. Moganaki looking down the line. Goes infield to Ibrahim. Julien just caught on the ball there. And Capier. Gabriel Jesus. Nice switch. Vieira. Early cross. Flick behind for a final corner for the Gunners. Reggiani's touch there. 10 seconds remain on the clock. I think this will be the final action no matter what happens. Martinelli has gone over to take it. It's a renowned set-piece taker for Arsenal, but all of them are no longer on the pitch or not with the team today. So Martinelli to put in the last-ditch corner. Instead he takes it short, gets it back. Nice little routine this. Martinelli's shot! Oh, it's in the back of the net! But the flag is up. I did wonder when Martinelli got that ball back. It was returned to him so quickly after he'd taken the corner. Little combination with Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, the only way Martinelli was going to be onside there is if Dortmund had placed players on the posts and they hadn't. They think that one through Arsenal. How Martinelli's got down the back of the net from that angle in any case, I do not know. But there goes the full-time whistle. It's finished here. Arsenal 2, Dortmund 3 in the Emirates Cup. Couple of goals for the Gunners. Nwaneri finishing off from a nice Solis assist, and then the penalty from Gyökeres. Not enough for Arsenal to retain the Emirates Cup. It belongs to Borussia Dortmund, this pre-season accolade. 3 good goals from them. It's a victory for Dortmund at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal have one more friendly here in midweek before the Community Shield this time next week. That will be live on Flash Score as well. For today though, thanks very much for joining us. And